Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SSS2. You haven't heard my voice yet. I'm Hutch. We've had some really, really good commentators so far, but some of them haven't been quite up to par, so I'm here to step in. We've got a very interesting match today. We've got Hossel versus balouxe, both runners who haven't been active for that long. Balouxe, of course, the famous Travis monkey, and Hossel being Hossel. I think Hossel's been a little bit more active than balouxe. Balouxe, always he'll come back for the Travis every now and then, but Hossel, everyone always remembers the legendary Hossel. Which mission was it? Friends. What was Hossel's Seagold? Storm, can you remind me?
I mean, it was friend request. Yeah, it was
friend
also
request.
very
That's the
good
one.
at
That's the one.
for a long time. So yeah.
Anyway, do you want to move us along?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, as you said, very exciting matchup. One of the ones that I was most looking forward to this week. And yeah, I think we don't need to waste any more time. Head straight into the veto. Obviously, we have two runners that are very experienced. Both of them played, actually, no, not. Hossel only played one game so far. He got a forfeit, but both of them are familiar with the veto. I hope. Yep.
I hope so. Yeah.
Good. And looks with the low seat. Yeah.
Yeah, I let you start, Hossel.
Alright, I will ban Trevor%.
No. See, that's a real surprise from the
I'm going to ban F7 program.
All stun jumps.
No! Hi! Okay, I'm gonna ban Sister Way.
In regards to that you need to leave very soon, please play.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to ban Fresh Meat.
I kind of fucked myself because 2 out of 3 here you can kill me. I am banning Countryside.
Okay, then I'm banning all rushes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was almost to be expected, actually. If I had to put out a prediction, I would have probably said Deep Inside or Fresh Meat too. But yeah, Deep Inside. What do you think about that, Hutch?
I think that's quite an interesting one. Famously, balouxe did have the world record for this at some point or another. Although we have seen in the last tournament, I'm not sure if you remember, balouxe didn't do so well in his last Deep Inside match. His last drive back was a little bit chaotic. And I think that's the sort of the thing, Hossel versus balouxe is an interesting matchup where you've got balouxe, very, very fast runner, not always the most consistent. So if balouxe is going to gets the consistency that he needs today, I think the chances are that he might beat Hossel. But who knows what's going to happen? It's balouxe. He might go flying off the cliff.
Yeah, we did have our fair share of clips on both of these in this segment, so I'm very excited to get this on the way. We're going to be quickly showing you the highlights from round 2 of SSS2 again, and when we're back, everyone will hopefully be set up, and we can get this race on the way, so don't go anywhere. And we are back with this banger of a matchup. Deep Inside, that could be a really, really good one. Obviously, we have, unfortunately, no Almost or no Eye in the Sky. No Eye in the Sky. We do have Eye in the Sky. It's a very boring mission, but that is it's going to be a really, really good one. And I can't wait to get this underway. So, Hutch, given that it's your first time here, do you want to do us the honor and do the countdown?
Give me a second. My game is slightly dying. 1 second. Hold on. Seems to be. It's fine. I don't have splits. Who cares? Okay. Happens. Okay. Well, yeah.
In that case, in that case, are both runners ready?
Yep.
Cool. Right. 3, 2, 1, go.
And good luck to the both of you.
Thank you.
So when balouxe had his records, he had it in with the OMO categories. So whether we'll see a balouxe skill issue, or we almost get an immediate one from Hossel.
Yeah, I was gonna say also almost jumping off the highway here. That is sketchy almost, but yeah, I fought the law. Obviously, that just promises excitement, right? It's gonna be a bunch of very fast-paced drives.
I do think it's probably one of the best starters to any of the segments. I'm struggling to think of a mission that starts off a segment that's as fun as this one.
I do have to agree. I want to say that, like, personally, when running myself, it was always like a little bit frustrating because that's obviously reset hell. But for a tournament, this is super cool. Yeah, and Hossel, he's speeding.
Yeah, Hossel's up with doing balouxe for some reason on the other side of the road. Not sure why he's done that. Definitely losing a little bit of time here.
Yeah, he had a much better start than Hossel initially, but I think he just missed the big brake boost, so he's been struggling to try and get his car back up to speed. Does look like he's still ahead.
Still ahead. Yeah, maybe we found a new route. Probably not.
Maybe
Probably not.
He just knows better backups, but
maybe he does. But balouxe must have done hundreds and hundreds of runs. So it's not really a surprise that he can miss one of the big brake boosts and still end up ahead.
Yeah, he does know. He does know his backups, that's for sure. As Hossel even struggles a little with getting ahead of the orange car here. He does get a brake boost to try and keep up, but actually cannot do it. And yeah, that's a little painful.
Yeah, you can see a little shake of frustration.
Exactly. And yeah, balouxe did manage to do that a lot better, and also grabs this nice big brake boost here to go flying. Let's see if Hossel can hit it.
Can he do it? I'm not convinced. He got some good amount of speed there. Good speed, yeah. But balouxe, you can really see the differences in how much brake boosting can affect this drive. Balouxe absolutely flying along the highway. As Hossel missed a couple of brake boosts, wasn't able to get the initial bump. And as you can see, he is much further behind the balouxe.
Yeah, exactly. There's already a substantial gap building. Hossel now going up the right side to try and get the backup brake boost here to recover a little bit of speed, and does manage to do so. He's once again fairly fast, but yeah, still not too comparable to balouxe.
Normally this sort of... and he gets a little spin around there. Quite a chaotic mission for Hossel so far. Not as bad as we've seen before, but
yeah, we've seen worse.
it's not what I'd like to call optimal.
Here they come.
Yeah, no, definitely not. We can do a quick time check, actually. I do believe that balouxe got the cutscene at 48, so it's actually a lot more time, sitting between them than I thought there was. It is more than 20 seconds.
Hossel did have a couple of bad crashes, the first initial spin, and then the other little spin by being hit. But now balouxe is sort of into the auto-scroller. This part's very, very hard to mess up.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we did see people do it in SSS.
Of course he did, yeah. And there's one very famous Marcus clip of him getting pretty angry.
We gotta hang in there.
Intro to the tunnel. But once you make it past these walls, don't hit a car, you're more or less alright.
Yeah, exactly. Just basically really have to play it a little too risky, swirling into oncoming traffic or anything, and as long as, balouxe did manage to do so, but as long as Hossel can keep it clean, it's gonna be fine.
Now Storm, are you a gambling man?
Am I a gambling man? Of course I'm always down for gambling.
What would you say the odds are of us seeing a dig run out and hit one of the drivers?
Ooh, that's a good one. This is actually, it's not too uncommon. I did see it happen a few times, but I think it's not gonna happen to either of them here.
It would be funny,
I want
but
to believe it would be.
I think it is. A little bit of chaos already early in the run, but we need to have a little bit of content, because then we've just got Eye in the Sky, which is famously the Red Dead Redemption 2 runner's mission.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, a little bit of looking around, not even having to hold W. You just chill a little, right?
Exactly. And that sort of characterized really what is the pinnacle of Red Dead Redemption 2 speedrunning, in my own humble opinion.
It really is. I know there's some people in chat too that are not gonna be happy with that statement. And as much as I love RDR2, I think the speedrun just does seem to, boil down to that a few times. very, very good.
Now,
But looks almost done.
You can really see the differences that having a good drive and versus a couple of crashes, how much further ahead you become.
Yeah, it's,
Hossel comfortably ahead, so balouxe comfortably ahead, and now we'll see how this drive goes. Will he try and hit that stunt jump again like he did in the last segment's scramble tournament?
yeah, there's just too many good clips. Also, balouxe flying in the ocean, obviously a very legendary one. Almost would, I guess, prefer triggering the stunt jump there, but I do think he's gonna keep it clean. Surely you learned his lesson, right?
Surely he's learned this, but then again, he hasn't played for a while. Oh, what's Hossel doing?
Well, I ain't waiting around, man. Let's go, but don't mess with the cars, you hear me?
So the character switch button was still available, Hossel. Did you not realise that he could press the character switch button?
I am unsure. Regardless, I thought it like... No, I actually have no idea, but well, he must have had a reason for it, and now it's going from bad to worse. Wow, brutal.
Poor Hossel, poor Hossel.
Poor Hossel indeed, and he did mention it already himself during the veto, I believe it was. Even though this game, you know, doesn't have a particularly high stake, I want to say. Like, you know, it's important, of course, and we have two beloved runners facing off against each other. It's a really good game. But in terms of Swiss, it's not a super high stake game. But still, if you think about going into round 4, whether you want to go into it with a 2-1 or 1-2 score, that's a significant difference. You can either go into knowing that it's in your own, or I mean, I guess it's always in your own hands, but you can make playoffs the next game. That's a comfortable thought to have. Whereas, you know, if you lose now, you're gonna be back against the wall. You're gonna have to win 2 more games to make playoffs, and neither of these runners, I feel like, is, you know, gonna be too happy about getting eliminated before playoffs.
Exactly. And balouxe already at the 1-1. It definitely would not be good for him if you're looking at the 1-2, because then you've got the instant pressure of I need to win both of my next games back to back.
Exactly, yeah.
But a fairly clean drive from balouxe, just the final straight before he gets back to the garage.
Yeah, right. Balouxe has been impressive once again. So you're going to be looking like roughly 8 minutes.
This is not the balouxe I know. This is not the balouxe that I know.
He can be content machine, but once again proving that he, you know, also is a very solid runner, and that not only a 0%. He's been doing very well throughout SSS, I want to say. He had 2 ASJ matchups before, both of which he completed masterfully, once against Illuminati, which unfortunately lost, but also in his defense, Illuminati very good. But yeah, I was going to say,
a little bit of a movement issue.
has ragdolled here, and the other one against Tanish, which he, you know, once again, like, it wasn't, you know, a very close match in particular, but he did fare very, very well, did really good, and now comfortably ahead of us. Comfortably.
You know, even though you might make these little slip-ups, it is the general gameplay, and I think 3,000 Traverse attempts will give you a good foundation.
Yeah,
I don't really believe how a man can sit and watch 3 prologue cutscenes 3,000 times.
No, I really don't know how he does it, but hey, I mean, it takes a lot of, let's just say, mental strength to be able to do that, and for that, all the respect in the world, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The trigger Eye in the Sky now, also just now arriving. That also is a pretty big car.
You know how to work that face recognition?
Like I was not saying balouxe is not a man, he's a monkey. I would agree that he's not a man, he is French after all, but...
Very good, yeah. Failing the dialogue skip in the meantime, not like that's a huge deal, but a little displeased with the camera shake. It's also, once again, goes flying. It always makes me... Yep.
Oh.
I don't think that looking down there really cost him that one, but in general, I'm always like... It makes me... Something inside of me dies a little every time Hossel looks down when going for a break boost. Obviously trying to, you know, get higher FPS, but oh, it's so sketchy.
I mean, you know, you watch Hossel and some of the older runners from back in the day, their runs will always look down, especially on complications. I couldn't even imagine... Oh! Space Program V2.
Yeah, going for a little jump here in the meantime, but yeah, he does manage to trigger the mission eventually. A little bit of a hiccup.
Also, get the dialogue skip.
Let's see this. Go for it, it's the question. He does not... does remember. At least none of them blew themselves up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
We're in position over Howick Avenue. What's the name of the suspect?
Very, very good. And thank God for this difference, actually, that, you know, was established between the runners during I Fought the Law, because otherwise we'd be having to sit through them doing Eye in the Sky simultaneously, thanks to that distance. But
I think that would be a little bit too painful for the both of us.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we can pass some time, right? But we don't need to unnecessarily stretch it out.
Hossel's driving. It's been something. It's something I'd more expect more from balouxe than Hossel.
Yeah, it is an interesting one. I think both of them are known to be very, very good drivers in general, but also to just, you know, have a little bit of a tendency to not necessarily throw, but just produce content. It's partly what I was looking forward to this match so much, right? Like, you knew there was going to be cool shit happening.
I do think that Hossel probably has produced the highest number of hilarious clips. I'd like to know from Dadler if Hossel has the most appearances in his best of Twitch moments.
That would be an interesting piece of data to track. I'm not sure if that's available, but honestly, if I had to guess on any person, I guess, I'd pick Hossel. Like, if anyone, then surely it has to be him, right?
The only other person I can imagine would be perhaps Dadler himself. He likes to include himself.
That is true. Or I guess you could also make an argument for someone like Alex, who maybe isn't known to be a content machine per se, but who just runs this game so much.
Again, I was going to mention Unnamed for the exact same reason. Unnamed is absolutely grinding it. He was grinding the shit out of the game, but
yeah,
where is he gone?
Recently, of course, coming back a little, getting a bunch of segment WRs again, so we will see if we can actually have him be back, now that recently the landscape of GJ5 speedrunning shifted again a little with Raya getting any % classic WR, no Omo of course.
Will we see a return from Unnamed to take back his record?
I think so. I think he's like a little too proud, I almost want to say. It would be cool, right? It would be cool.
Exactly. And we see here balouxe in chat. Hello, balouxe.
This is what Eye in the Sky does to people, right? You just, you know, you're so bored you're even gonna enter Twitch chat during your own race.
I think I would rather have watched the Monaco Grand Prix 10 times over than watch this 5 times over.
Honestly, very, very reasonable. It's also camera shaking a little. He is fine, though.
He's trying to bait out the helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
And here we go. The car has finally come out, and balouxe is now going through a high-speed chase through the city.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in terms of any high-speed chase we have available to us, this is by far the worst one because we are not actually driving. This is Franklin's job. We're just bystanding observers. Yeah. So in the meantime, having a not arguably, definitely more boring segment still. Insane how they can top that, but yeah. Also awesome in Twitch chat.
Both of the runners feeling the boredom, early onset boredom, but this segment does get a lot better.
Yeah, it really does. Has a very high start, a very low second mission. Then honestly, just there's a bunch of decent stuff, decent exciting stuff, a little bit of RNG involved too. So yeah, deep inside is one of the fun ones. I still want to say over on SSS. We didn't have it too much. I wanna say we had it twice only before this, both in week 2. So yeah, gonna be interesting if we're gonna see this a little bit more, because it is still overall a fairly skill-based one.
Definitely. You see from the first mission how much those breakthroughs really count, and how you need to be practicing your driving to get some really, really good times. And not only being good with your driving, but being consistent with your driving.
Yeah, that's maybe the thing that's actually, you know, really the game changer for Hossel, because I don't think anyone wants to really say that Hossel is not a good driver. We all know Hossel is a masterful driver, but it's probably this lack of consistency, especially with him not having ran a lot in the past, few months even, that really come to bite him here most likely in this race.
Exactly. It's when you get to a good point of being able to drive, and you can get up to speed very, very quickly. But the skill of not deep inside, I thought the law, sorry, comes from being able to manage your speed effectively, and knowing I can't send it around this corner, otherwise I'll go flying off a cliff.
Yeah, exactly. And well, at least we didn't have anything really, really bad. But for the most part, they kept it clean, and I'm happy about that.
Definitely. And it's still all to play for.
Oh yeah, for
balouxe,
sure.
Who knows what will happen with balouxe?
Yeah, there's a lot of risky stuff in general in this segment. Thinking of Mr. Richards, if you're on a bike, get house switch. Very high potential for crashes. Thinking of Kaida, a little harder, but if you fall off the bike in mission fair, that could be really, really painful. So there's still a bunch of stuff that can go wrong. So this is everything but decided.
You could also there's hossel famously once crashed into the telephone pole on the flight over to Kaida Libre.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff. As we mentioned before, right? Both of these being content people, so cannot wait what they have in store for us here.
Do we think we're going to see a mission fail from damaging?
I'll be optimistic again today, and I'll say no. But yeah, this drive obviously notorious for it. You do have a very expensive, like what is it, $10 million or something car, and Devin is not pleased. Yeah, Devin is not pleased if we wreck that, so gotta be very careful. We're obviously still retaining a lot of speed. This car can go really fast, and balouxe is gonna show us how fast exactly.
And you can really see the skill of the driver, because you can see how balouxe is taking those apexes and getting up to speed in the way that he'll retain the most speed and build up as quickly as he can.
Yeah, exactly. His driving has been on point so far. In general, like, he likes pleading how washed he is and that he hasn't touched this game in so long, but he's been doing really good in general.
Definitely.
And
3,000 Trevor's attempts doesn't go away within just 6 months.
It really doesn't. Yeah, it's going to take a lot to lose that kind of muscle memory build-up.
That's a lifetime of trauma right there.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end, balouxe will have... And at the end of it, balouxe will have to ask himself, was it all worth it? He was the man to get the first sub 55, so I would say yes.
Yeah, arguably so. Arguably so.
Balouxe getting the skip through without the slowdown.
Yeah, exactly. And no mission fail, of course. So looking very, very good. Now, a little bit of RNG coming up.
Yeah. Pretty clean so far from balouxe. Haven't been any major mistakes, a couple of little skids here and there, but otherwise a very, very solid run so far.
I'll be taking a note for balouxe. Okay. 28, not sure what exactly happened there, but 28 mission pass screen for balouxe. So try and pay attention to also the screen to also have that work, but meanwhile, first of all, RNG. I do believe this is Nightmare.
I think it is, I think you're right.
Yeah. Painful, and Rake will now once again probably appear in chat or somewhere saying that he said that Nightmare Switch is consistent on these save files, and slowly but surely it's starting to get a little sketchy with how often we've been seeing it, but hey. These are just the SSC save files after all. We did nothing special.
Yeah. Unless there was something amiss. Who knows?
Maybe.
I think there is a conspiracy. Oh, and a big crash of hossel there.
Yeah, that was painful. He cannot crash a second time. If he does, then he's most likely gonna mission fail, and that will then probably seal the fate of this run.
Well, balouxe taking a pretty sketchy line there between the trees.
Turns, yeah. Impressive that he managed to get out of that. Now gonna set the replay warp very early still. Do believe doing it around here is still fine, but better play it safe, I guess, than this one. The mission, hossel. Okay, yeah, just that is one way to do it, I suppose. Just hit the barrier as well. Very good.
Nice. That made me nervous.
Yeah.
So 28 for balouxe, and hossel will be getting his. That was way too early. I do apologise.
See this now, so we have a 20.09 for hossel. That is, Yeah, that is
So, wow.
1.5 minutes.
Not quite what you want to see.
Oh, he lost quite a bit of time on I for the law, yeah, that too, but also on Eye in the Sky. I wonder if there's like slightly suboptimal movement. And yeah, he does not get Nightmare, so yeah, raid debunked. Does get downstairs switch. I guess you take that. So it's definitely not the best one, but
he can start to climb back from balouxe.
Oh yeah,
Couple seconds here. Oh, and there he's lost it.
Very good cast accuracy coming out from you, of course. Yeah, it did have to be that way. We do apologize to Hossel for that one. But yeah,
that is my fault. I will hold up my hands. And let me try some. And balouxe again with a pretty clean drive.
Yeah, he's been doing very good. Hossel now, see if he remembers to set up the replay. Yes. He does. That is still close enough, I think. Yeah, balouxe now obviously instead of sneaking his way up to the roof, we're just gonna be bypassing all of that nonsense and just gonna go for ladder launch. Go fly high, kid.
balouxe did have self-radio on for a second, but I'm not sure if he got his audio. Oh, did that activate?
There you are.
I think it did,
That's very lucky. That's very, very lucky.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy for a second. I don't know why it didn't gain that much height. I'm not sure if it potentially was only kept to like a low FPS value or something, but hey, it did end up working and he's still ahead of Hossel by a lot, so do not despair.
Not good for the quick kick though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So losing a tiny little bit of time there, so if Hossel goes for these quick kicks, he might make a little bit of time back.
Yeah, he certainly might. He's also made a very clean drive so far. I was so worried of him crashing into that pole, holy shit. I really saw it right in front of my eyes, holy. But yeah, so far so good, I should just stop talking.
And Hossel with a very, very, very clean drive. I don't think I can foresee anything going wrong with the rest of this.
That is just cruel at this point, but yeah, it's been clean so far, and I think there's nothing he can really mess up at this point, so yeah, looking very good indeed as balouxe already makes his way back from the movie studio. Back to the movie studio, of course.
And of course, we don't actually need to fly around erratically, you can more or less just fly straight to the movie studio. And what's the guy's name he called again? What is his name?
A little bit awkward. Come again?
What is his name? The
Mr. Richards?
That's so intimidating. No.
Oh, Rocco.
Rocco, of course.
Yeah.
And Hossel with a slightly better landing than balouxe.
It is.
Balouxe actually missing the trigger point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, balouxe evidently did miss that once. Must have been kind of close, but hey. The difference between the two of them is still big enough to an extent where I would not be worried if I were balouxe.
Yeah, definitely not. You can see balouxe's camera manipulation, camera movement there. Definitely shows his skill.
Oh yeah.
Knowing where it's quicker to do it, to run in third person versus going into first person.
Exactly. It does go for tab movement here, which obviously doesn't matter. Like even if you were to get cops, we're doing main missions here, so not like that would really change anything. We also got all of the RNG out of the way pretty much of this run. Like in pre-replay warp era, there was still the RNG of what car you, if you, I mean, of course you get one, but what car and how quickly you get one after the hospital warp on deep inside. But with that now out of the picture, there's just really nothing.
A straight shot to the end.
Yeah, exactly. Balouxe. So, you know, really only balouxe can really lose the game here. It's not even that really Hossel can, you know, make up time or anything. I feel like at this point balouxe has to throw one way or the other.
And balouxe putting on his own self-radio. Oh, what's Hossel doing there?
I was gonna say, that will not work, Hossel, yeah.
And Hossel making the same mistake that balouxe did.
Yeah, totally.
Hossel believe is not happy right now.
No, they're really not. I feared almost that this would be or not necessarily a balouxe win, but you know, the balouxe would be a slightly more favored person as he goes for a very, very suboptimal entry. Holy, it's fine.
Quite close there from balouxe.
Yeah, exactly. Commentators managed to get it now, as also just now enters the helipad to actually fly to Kaido.
If this was a slightly longer segment like Trevis, where we still had another half an hour to go, if I was Hossel, I would not be all that concerned. There's definitely the possibility of coming back. But I think with only really another 10 minutes left, I would be starting to quite get concerned and preying on Balouxe's downfall more than I already do.
Yeah, exactly. There's really not a lot that can save him here. So yeah, maybe it is time to start praying now for Hossel. And
Hossel, of course, one of the beloved organisers. We can't see him doing too badly.
No, we can't. Obviously, all rooting a little bit at least inside for us. I mean, not all of us. Maybe I am a little, but I mean, I also like Balouxe. Right? our favorite Frenchie.
I ain't at the observatory
Exactly.
yet. Start heading
So
that
yeah,
way.
it is. That's the good one about this. Like we talked about this being a very, between two experienced, two well-known, two high-regarded, and very good runners. But it's also, as Balouxe, it's also a matchup between, two people that many of us can more or less call their friends. So that in itself makes this matchup very exciting.
T,
Definitely,
if you could see this
definitely.
gun, it might convince
almost
you
feel
my team
bad
is
for
trying
him.
someone to be messing with.
And Hossel with a slightly better entry there.
Yeah, certainly. Once again, right? But it's just not enough, right? Just keep saving keeps having these macro time sets, like a few seconds each time.
Plane's coming down.
As you said,
Stay with
even in a segment like Travis, maybe that wouldn't be enough, but especially not when you only have like 7 or so minutes to go.
Exactly. I think this segment has really showed us that how important it is to be consistent with your driving. Being fast is one thing, but being able to drive quickly and not crash. Because I think that's really only been Hossel's major mistakes, has been that he's been going quickly, not being able to handle it, and he's crashed. Now Balouxe is much further ahead.
Exactly. Already on the chase sequence, of course. Once again, something where, especially because you're on a bike, you cannot really mess up until you really, I don't want to say stop paying attention, even if it's just for a split second. Tiny mistakes can really make a difference here. If you fall off the bike, potentially lose the plane. That is incredibly painful.
Definitely. We've had some fairly legendary fails in this mission before. There's this famous demo clip where you get stuck in the power plant.
Exactly. I wasn't sure who that clip was from, but yeah, that was an amazing one. It was just something that you wouldn't even really consider when thinking about potential ways to fail this, right?
GTA 5 runners, they manage to surprise us every single day.
They do. It's been 10 years of wild content after all, so...
And Hossel now onto the chase sequence.
Yeah, exactly. He is still quite a bit behind. We may want to do like another time check, like maybe getting the cutscene for the drive back, because yeah, it really isn't a lot. I mean, I don't think Hossel is on PP pace, but if he were, which is like talking about like less than 5 minutes even at this point, so this is the end game, and well, it's not looking too good for Hossel.
Yeah, I don't think there are too many points much later for some major time losses, but good still be all to play for.
Yeah, although arguably, as a direct counter-argument, we did have Pietro mission fail on deep inside the mission itself in the highlight reel we did show you before, so if there wasn't a very direct reminder for both of them and the audience that everything is still to play for, then I don't know what is.
Exactly. I do think Deep Inside is probably one of the better showcases of skill for these two runners.
Yeah, it really is. It's not as dry as Countryside. Countryside is a little more raw, but in that it's also very dry. It does have the auto-scroller, very long plane section. It feels like the actual, like obviously both of them are very drive-heavy, with this long flight in the middle too, as Balouxe hospital warped. I was like only half paying attention, but I think he hospital warped.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
It is fine, and yeah, hostility's not very pleased, I suppose, going into first person even now.
I'd shoot the wrong plane down as well.
Yeah, I mean, may as well take another one with you, right?
Exactly. In for one, in for two.
Yeah, exactly. If you're anywhere, take 2 birds, 1 stone. It's fine.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Balouxe's doing a pretty clean drive so far.
Yeah, obviously for this drive in particular, all that really matters is how you're gonna handle the jump down the hill. Just gonna be coming up.
Will he be hitting the tree?
Surely not. You can easily hit the tree, lose all your momentum, or potentially even spin out, but they have done this so often, I think it's gonna be fine. Yeah, this
and Balouxe's taking a pretty wide berth from the tree. I think he'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, very, very good, and that now is the end. And yeah, also muscle memory for the hospital warp kicking in, but he managed to correct himself on time. Does get back in. Only lost him like a little bit. Once again, saving microseconds, but that's not gonna save him. He's so far behind at this rate.
We're very good with these little optimizations here and there, but at the end of the day, it's how quick you can drive and how consistent you are with it.
Yeah, precisely. And balouxe, I wonder what he's gonna do with the replay warp now. Is he just not gonna use it at all? Does he not have autosaves, maybe?
I don't think he will.
I'm
Balouxe
a little confused.
Balouxe mainly did stop running before replay warps were a big thing.
Yeah, he did set it up. Maybe he's not fully aware of what he was meant to be doing here. Sure, everything goes fine for him now, and yeah, he definitely is. So
I know we're into a pretty easy mission.
Yeah, exactly. Was a little bit of a jump.
I do think that's what we do love Hossel for this. Hossel is amazing at doing these little stunts.
Exactly. It's always in for a fun time. Probably, missed the grenade. It's kind of funny, but yeah, and it's still over a minute between them, and it does not look like balouxe is going to be dying. The car's the cursor now.
Very, very strong run from balouxe so far. I don't think can't think of anything that he's done badly.
Yeah. Obviously not everything was the cleanest, but no real major mistakes, and that really has been the story of balouxe in SSS so far. He has not done mistakes yet. Well, I mean, I guess he did fail a lighthouse like 10 times, but at that point he lost anyway, so...
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. We've all been through our stuff with, at least the ASJ runners, with the lighthouse jump, so...
Exactly. I know I've had... my table's been smashed many, many a time.
I can imagine very, very well, and yeah. balouxe now making his way to the final as Hossel now loads back into the game. There's really not a lot between them, but in a segment as short as deep inside is also
these little crashes here and there.
Yeah.
These little crashes here and there make a big, big difference.
Yeah. And
balouxe giving up a little love tap to the garage door at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And that is going to be time coming up for balouxe very, very soon. It's going to be 33:55, I want to say. Yeah. GG's.
GG's.
Let us get the man in here. Hi.
Hello, balouxe.
Still muted.
Oh, I was muted, sorry. Hello.
Is that security?
Gotcha. Very good. GG's. You, unsurprisingly, looking at the voice constellation, you did win. So congrats.
Yeah, thank you. I want to say something. How the fuck do you fly a helicopter with keyboard and mouse? Like, how do people physically do this?
With skill balouxe, which you just don't have.
Numpad, it's really not that hard.
I mean, okay, to be fair, my keyboard has... Okay, someone is ringing my doorbell. I'll do very quick. How... my keyboard does have a little bit of bad ghosting, but, like, still, how do you drive? How do you fly this thing? It's impossible.
For me, it's superior, but yeah, it's a very reasonable thing to get upset about. I don't want to hold you if you have to go, balouxe. GG's again.
Thank you.
And yeah, great to have you. Do you move on to 2-1?
Yeah.
See you next week, I guess.
See you.
You're
Thanks for bringing
developing
in.
quite the rep there, Slick.
Yeah.
Insurance companies hate these kinds of claims.
And Hossel
Yeah.
comes to the end of his run as well.
Perfect time, as Hossel says, at 35-13. GG's to him too, of course. Let's get the man in.
GG's.
Hello.
This was definitely a run.
One of the runs of all time.
Yeah, I think you can guess already, but you did lose. A little
Yes.
bit over a minute.
And the balouxe didn't even wait for me. Okay, man, I didn't think I was that slow.
No, he had someone
No,
ring his doorbell in his
Yeah,
defense.
yeah.
Storm, you don't need to lie to Hossel to make him feel better.
Yeah.
Hossel, Balouxe said he didn't like you, he thought you were a terrible runner, and he
I
didn't want to
know.
waste his time.
See, that's actually not news because he told me this like 2 days ago verbatim. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Good race, GG. I think I'm just uninstalling the game. No, that's...
Obviously, there's no need for that yet because, as this was a 1-1 matchup, Hoss is now going to be moving to the 1-2 group, so he still has everything to play for. But we did talk about it on broadcast, right? Back against the wall now for you for the potentially remaining 2 matches.
Yep.